Christmas and a bottle of rum. Ho, ho, ho.
I love that photo.
Yeah. It's good.
You're like some weird spectre in the background. I look like I'm like about to sell you some snake oil. like charismatic. Look like interested in my wares.
Yeah. It's great.
This stuff is that's pure. That's talent. That's charisma.
Yeah. To be able to sell snake oil?
No, to just like get those kind of pictures. You can't just get those.
No, you can't.
That's something you don't simply attain.
Yeah. That's just nature.
Same thing as all those people saying, "Oh, modern art's so ridiculous. Psh, why don't you try splattering paint
and selling it
and making fucking millions off it, huh?"
And money laundering.
That's what I thought. Yeah, and committing money laundering.
So I'm like convinced some of that is totally just money laundering.
Oh, are you kidding me? It's 100% money laundering.
Yeah.
What else could it possibly be? Okay, there's a certain degree of the supply and demand where obviously even if Van Gogh literally just shat onto a canvas, it would still be worth tens of millions, no problem, just because he's Van Gogh.
Yeah.
And anything that he made is now in limited supply because he's dead.
Yeah.
You can't get any more Van Gogh paintings. He's gone. You can't do it.
You can't get any more of his shit.
Yeah, and you ain't going to get any of his shit stains either, so you better appreciate it.
Yeah. The only shit stains we're going to get are his paintings.
But at the very least, then there's just modern art, which is just dog shit.
Yeah.
In some cases.
Yeah.
You just look at it and think, wow, that is literally the color blue, and you put a line through it.
Yeah.
And you sold that for $200 million. That's money laundering. There's no way some eccentric guy thought, oh man, I'm just gonna blow $200 million instead of leaving this on into the stock market.
Yeah.
Or put it into some sort of thing that gives me guaranteed returns.
Exactly. Yeah. It's it's definitely probably a lot of money laundering.
All that said,
did you see that that like Banksy, sorry?
Before you run away with it though.
Yeah.
All that said, if it's somebody situated like Van Gogh, buying the painting's probably going to make you money in the long run.
Right.
Because you know that the fact that it's rare, it's going to keep going up in value. So I get that, but modern art, I don't fucking get it.
No.
Were we going to say something about Banks?
Oh, no, Banksy, the artist.
Oh, we started, by the way.
Yeah.
Welcome to Real Neighbours. We're here to talk about fine dining, art, and some crafts.
And culture.
Crafts.
What's what episode is it? It's like 46.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to guess.
I'm not. Yeah. I think it's something like that. But yeah, no. I don't know. We were just talking about art, and it reminded me of a Banksy painting that he had a shredder timed into it, so the minute it sold, the frame shredded the painting or something.
Really?
It was like an auction, yeah. And then as soon as it sold, the frame shredded it.
Did that make it more valuable?
I don't know. Probably.
Probably. The person probably creamed themselves.
It's probably more. It's more interesting now.
It's
sure.
stunning and brave. It's the new thing.
Yeah.
Interactive art. It's like opening up a gift box.
Yeah. I don't know. I probably did make it worth more theoretically because it's more interesting.
You buy
now.
the painting and it just shoots a little bit of like perfume on your chest. Mm-hmm. Makes you smell nice.
That'd be cool.
And you kind of, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
Just a painting of cologne that does that. That'd be cool.
Yeah. And but only the first time you buy it. It just gives you a quick like injection of this very special made, hand, like just used, like made by a person's hands in the Netherlands.
Just their hands.
And they don't believe in shipping things by plane, so they had a boat.
Yeah.
Slowly bring it across the sea.
They injected
and it was
all the
done,
paintings.
and the boat had to be made of wood. It was a sailboat.
Yeah.
And it was the only cargo on board, and the ship was run by only a mere 3 men.
Yeah, they got ethics. That's for sure. Yeah, wouldn't
that be a huge flex? And then you'd write a story about how you got that perfume, and that would be on the back of the painting or something like that.
That probably already is a thing.
They'd get so hard. A lot of those people that buy modern art, that's their wet dream. I don't know why. Somebody please hire me.
Yeah,
if this is what you're looking for. I can make this shit up all day.
Yeah,
and I can make it sound as cool as possible.
Didn't you know someone who he sold paintings for quite a bit?
Yeah. I had a buddy. He was a cool guy. His name was you can look him up. His name was Terry Black. and just I think a lot of his better paintings sold for around like 25 to 50,000 a pop.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, and he's done everything from what I've seen, from hyperrealism to other times he did prefer more abstract. And
Yeah.
no, he's very talented guy, very, very interesting guy,
Yeah.
very detail oriented. He can kind of observe things and in all these weird ways. Okay, like actually, here's a great example. My uncle went to visit him one time, and they were sitting outside, and he was looking around, and he noted, he went, the hue of everything is different, right? He said, like, why is the colors of everything around me different? And then he ran inside, and there's apparently like a small solar eclipse happening.
Oh, really?
Or something like that during the day, that they just you just couldn't really tell.
Right.
But he just notices shit like that.
Yeah, he's like, something about the sun is a little
Because
off,
he just
or-
notices things like, because he's an artist, right? He notices
Yeah.
the composition of things. So he'll, for example, you can tell that he just notes the color and geometry of everything around him, and
Right.
very
Yeah.
creative guy. And my uncle, I just remember my uncle being very impressed by that. So he told me that story.
Yeah. It is cool. I find like the more you kind of draw or paint or something, your brain does start kind of breaking things down. Because I definitely recall when I first got really into drawing, like there was a period of my life where I was kind of making myself do like one thing a day, like kind of complete a little sketch of something. And yeah, it kind of like the more you look around, like you just start really realizing like the basic shapes of things, and realize like just it gets you good at like picturing what you want to kind of
Yeah.
copy on paper.
Also, I don't
basically.
know how you let me get away with that.
What.
But no, I have to slightly rescind. I said solar eclipse, which is obviously ridiculous. I meant
Oh.
solar flare.
Right, yeah, solar eclipse.
I was thinking about it. I'm like,
pretty well
I was like,
documented.
no. I'm like, and also not only that, everybody notices when there's a solar eclipse.
Right.
It's a pretty notable, obvious thing happening.
Yeah, that
No, I
kind
meant,
of slipped right by me.
Yeah, no, I meant there was a solar flare. Mm-hmm. And that just changed the hue of how the sun was apparently just shining down or something like that.
Right.
And you noticed
I
it.
feel like in my head I pictured that's what you meant more
Yeah,
so.
yeah. No, it's
Just
funny because, yeah, I
something.
just said solar eclipse, and we both were just kind of went, yeah, wow, that's amazing. He noticed a solar eclipse? That's crazy.
Is that the one that you can't look directly at? Or is that a
it's-
lunar eclipse?
I believe. Good question. Oh,
know.
Jamie, now you're shaking my fundamental knowledge.
Yeah.
You know what the bummer is? Is these things happen rarely enough that you don't really.
Yeah.
Somebody says solar eclipse, lunar eclipse. I'm like, it's one of those things where
One
the
of 'em.
moon goes in front of the sun at some point. And
Yeah.
I
I
don't
don't know. I think the lunar eclipse is the one you can't look at, because the lunar eclipse means it's going in front of the sun, I would imagine, right?
that seems like a pretty safe, Jamie. That seems like a safe bet.
Yeah. So therefore,
Let's go with that. Then what's a solar eclipse?
when the sun goes in front of the moon, I don't know.
Wow.
Or no, I think the solar, I think, is when the sun is behind the earth and it reflects the earth shadow onto the moon.
Please, somebody
It's one
who
of those.
remembers grade 4, please
Yeah, it's
help us.
It's literally like
Oh, please, God.
those are the definitions, but I don't know if I got it right. You know what I mean? I don't know which.
I
which
get what
is
you're
which.
saying. I get
Yeah.
what you're saying.
Pretty sure that's
know
the
what?
description.
I know what I mean in my head. People know what we mean. We can move
Yeah.
on, right? We can just accept that.
Yeah,
Or we can have Benny look it up.
Or Benny, could you just tell us? So a
please save
lunar
me.
eclipse occurs when Earth passes between the sun and the moon, casting a shadow on the moon. Oh, so I had it
that's
opposite.
the cool one. Now that's bad
So
because
solar eclipse happens when the moon passes between Earth and the sun, leaving a moving region of shadow on Earth's surface.
yeah, and you want to when you're looking at the first one. Was that lunar eclipse?
That was solar.
Solar
Or sorry, the one with the moon.
That's the one where it goes dark. The reason
Sun
why
moon
you
casting
shouldn't
a shadow on
yeah,
the moon.
the reason you need
Yeah.
special glasses is because when it becomes dark, your eyes readjust.
Yeah.
So you're looking at where the sun is, and obviously it's not good to look at the sun in the first place. But
Yeah.
looking at it when it goes dark is bad, especially because your eyes are basically widening, going, "Oh, it's kind of dark," and then
Yeah.
the sun starts to peek out again,
Like the UV rays.
and it
stuff.
can definitely shock your eyes initially.
Yeah.
So
I even though I just read it, I already kind of forget which is which. But anyway, one of them that you're not supposed to look at, I think it was the lunar.
I think so. I
yeah.
think so.
I remember I was like watching my cousin's dog at the time. That's pretty irrelevant. I don't know what, but anyway, I was in his backyard, and I just remember looking through my phone camera at it, like using it as a barrier, which probably isn't smart.
I
But
don't know if that's an adequate way to deal with that. I don't think that works.
But like my logic there is like obviously there's no way looking at it through a picture is gonna hurt my eyes. So you know what I mean? So
yeah,
I was like,
guess so.
It's kind of
I mean, but you
filter.
also didn't you still have to point the phone at the sun?
There was still definitely
And then-
a danger point there where I could have maybe
All right.
exposed my eyes for a second, yeah. But I for the most part had it like pretty close to my eyes and covered the sun with my phone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So
They have those specially made glasses. I think they sell.
yeah,
I think
yeah. Don't do that, by the way. I'm not like recommending this.
that's the way to do it. That's the
The phone
official
might not
approach.
be the phone might not be adequate.
That's the path you should take.
I'm just saying I did, which might have been dumb. Yeah, those special glasses would be nice. I didn't have any though.
You didn't have any on hand?
No, I don't keep my Eclipse glasses.
All I have is the only sunglasses I have are Raybans,
Yeah.
which are pretty premium. They're quite nice. I think they were like $150 or something. I didn't pay for them.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there. I would never spend that much money casually on a pair of sunglasses.
Yeah.
Now, the downside to that is, especially if I'm doing something physical, like if I'm running around at the beach, which is, I don't know, like that's most of the time when I need sunglasses, I'm doing something physical. I'm out doing things, contact or
Yeah.
like a contact sport or running around or I don't know, whatever. It doesn't matter. But in probably 80% of contexts, I'm scared to wear them.
Right.
Or maybe I should just ruin them. You know, I'm not sure. But
Yeah.
it's kind of, you kind of go, this is $150. Am I just
They
going to
sound like
go
more of a burden than anything.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
have to be worried about the whole time. It's like Bluetooth headphones, man.
Yeah.
Like Jesus, I've already lost 2 or 3 pairs.
I know.
Because
they
they're
need
so
to put
small.
those things on a string or something.
I know they should almost create this weird kind of connection between the two buds.
Yeah. That'd be cool. Too bad no one thought of that.
And even maybe if you even connect it to the phone,
That'd be handy.
and then it'd be like impossible to lose them because
Right.
it's genius.
Just like a cord that leads right to like maybe some sort of a socket or something.
yeah, some sort of plug-in.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
What do we use for guitars? 1/4 inch? What if we have that? Like, what if it's an 1/8 inch?
Oh, wow. That's revolutionary. You should definitely. Yeah, just like a guitar amp, basically. Like a guitar cord to an amp. That's, man. You should invent that.
I will. Okay, but to be fair, what happened is I was on the subway in Toronto, and I because I think my dad gave me a pair because he bought the AirPods for it's like the Apple thing or something, and he said,
Yeah.
I got these other ones, you can have them. So I took them and I was wearing them on the subway, and it was rush hour and I was like bumping through, like getting out, and I bumped into someone and one of them fell out,
Yeah.
and I think it was just gone. Because it's rush hour. There's just like hundreds of people running everywhere. And the moment it like knocked out of my ear, I went, fuck, it's already over.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's over.
So, like, he just had, like, an old pair of Bluetooth headphones.
Yeah, it was
and
like
he gave
the
them to you
Jays
'cause
or
he had
whatever.
Okay, yeah. Raycons.
This was like 4 years ago.
This
yeah.
episode was brought to you by Raycon.
Hey, dude, I got a free pair of Raycons off of sponsorship, all right?
Did you?
I did. I mean, they're okay. They're decent.
Yeah. It's funny because my current...
Good for the money, I would say.
My current phone doesn't even have like a port for headphones, so I would actually need Bluetooth speakers.
Mine does.
Yeah. I kind of want that because I don't even own Bluetooth speakers or headphones.
Yeah, I like the option. This actually was one of the deciding factors because I think this is the last Samsung phone that has the headphone jack now.
Really?
And I think even they've kind of moved on. I
So-
like them.
I know.
I don't know. I don't give a shit. They say, wow, look, now we got stereo speakers
Yeah.
on our phone. I'm like, very impressive. It still sounds like shit, and it's still coming out of my phone.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah, I want something
Like,
going
just
to
give
my
me the headphone
straight
jack.
to the eardrums. Yeah.
But it's
No.
just classic Apple. They remove features, and everybody else goes, oh my god,
Yeah.
and they follow suit in the next 2 or 3 years.
That is true. Yeah, unfortunately. What
There's
el-
probably more benefits than that, I imagine. Let's say for waterproofing and shit like that, but
Yeah,
it can't be that. It can't be that hard,
right.
right? I don't know. Doesn't matter.
I
I converted. I have Bluetooth and shit now, so
I saw a mouse that Apple made. It was like basically you can't charge it because it was a wireless mouse, but you couldn't charge it while you're using it because there was like a weird USB that flipped out of the bottom or something.
yeah.
Or not USB, but like something. Or yeah, I think it was USB, but it flipped out of the bottom. So the only way you could use it, or like, so you pretty much couldn't use it while it's charging. I'm like, that's some pretty bad design. But
It
then
must have been an older one.
Yeah, but
There's no way
someone-
they'd get away with that nowadays.
But then I think someone, because yeah, whatever the post I saw it on, I don't remember where I read that, but remember there was a comment and someone pointed out that they sold something separately with it. Or no, they're like, it's actually probably just to sell more because if you typically you would probably have an extra then while the one's charging, so it kind of like makes people buy more of it. So like just little sneaky things like that.
Maybe, dude. How long ago was this? That's the big question.
I don't remember
Because I would say with how they've gotten pretty fucking good at it the last 5 years in terms of, just being so intuitive about their product design.
Yeah.
Maybe if it was 10 years ago, I'd believe it. I will say this though, their Magic Mouse. Have you used those Magic Mouses where it doesn't have two separate buttons? It's just one button, and to right click you have to like press both sides at the same time or something like that.
Yeah.
I fucking hate those things so much.
It's
There's
weird.
nothing more disappointing than, let's say your buddy goes, "Oh, you want to play Age of Empires or something? Don't worry, I have a mouse."
And that's it.
And they give you a fucking Magic Mouse.
Yeah.
It's a slap in the face.
Don't they have like a little
It's a
ball
fake
as
mouse.
well? Like, isn't the scroll wheel just like a ball?
Yeah, it's a ball. Yeah.
That's annoying too, actually.
I hate everything about it.
I
It
just
is my
hate
one of my
Apple
most hated.
products.
I think Apple, they're fucking genius. I'll
Yeah.
give them credit because everybody's gobbling their shit up. Okay,
Yeah.
clearly they know way more than I do, and kudos to them for that. But holy shit,
Yeah.
it's so expensive. They have currently have 3 different charging adapters for like, their Lightning, and then I think they have a proprietary one for their laptop, and they have something else. They have 3. And they all are like $60 a pop if you buy them from Apple.
Yeah.
They constantly replace them within 3 to 5 years. So you have to constantly buy these new chargers from them, and
Right. Do you know what's funny? I've noticed
they make so much money off that. I can only imagine.
Oh, absolutely.
So much money.
I've noticed that people who own like iPhones, I've noticed a lot of them refer to their phone as their iPhone. That's just like a little thing I've noticed. Like people, usually if someone's just talking about their phone, they'll just say, "Oh, like I left my phone in my car." But I've noticed people are like, "Oh, I left my iPhone in my car." Have you noticed that? That genuinely is a thing I've noticed recently.
You know what? A lot of my friends currently don't really have iPhones.
Yeah.
So I actually don't know. I don't know right now.
I don't know.
I can't tell if it was partially me, but most of my buddies right now have Androids.
Right. Yeah. Mine's a Huawei,
Huawei.
which was almost banned. Is it banned in the States?
I can't remember. They might have been discontinued recently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where they just can't like release new products or maybe it's they can't do 5G. It was one of those two.
Oh, okay.
No, dude, they definitely do shady shit. There's no question.
Yeah.
It's 100% confirmed. That's why they're not a big fan of them doing business here.
Oh,
the way
I know,
they have.
yeah.
So
Yeah, it's funny because when I bought my Huawei,
Huawei, Jamie, please get it
Cool
right.
Whip. No, yeah, when I bought it, I didn't know anything about all that.
Yeah.
And it was probably a good like month after I bought it when I started reading all this shady stuff about it. I was like, "Oh, I'm like, great, cool."
And you thought I might as well hold on to this for years and years to come.
Yeah, I'm like, "Oh, I mean, I'm not actually worried, but I mean, everything you go on online is probably
Jamie, you wish
keeping
you
all your
had enough going on that the Chinese government would be interested.
I know exactly. Like they're like, "Wow, this guy that like he's just petting his dog earlier." Like,
No, they're probably just
exciting
trying to
life.
figure out what the average person can,
Well,
what the average person is interested in that they can sell to you.
Oh, exactly.
That's
No,
what
yeah.
that's what they're more interested in.
Data
Just widespread
sells
polling.
for a lot, like people's personal data. So yeah, that's definitely all it is. They're just profiting off me.
Well, of course. Why do you think
much,
so many?
much like any phone is really. I'm
well,
sure.
I mean, there is no. That's true for everything. Obviously, in the internet age, we're protected to a degree, but we're not fully protected.
Yeah.
Why do you think every Google product's free? Why is Gmail free? Why is Google why is their search engine free? It's because they can sell the information of what people are interested in.
Right.
The companies that go, oh, we're making this product. What do people value the most out of this product, for example? Right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Let's say, I don't know, stupid example. They go, "What man, we're selling blankets. What do people love about blankets?" And people say, and then Google goes back and says, people fucking love blankets when they don't make you hot at night.
Yeah.
And people go, oh shit, let's figure out a way to get some cool blankets.
Yeah. Let's get a 40-pound blanket. People like feeling.
It
like
sounds
they're being
ridiculous, but there's something
crushed.
Somewhat akin to that, pretty close to that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's true.
Because nobody, man, when you hear, like, let's say when you said that Apple product, for example, when the USB's on the bottom, you think that's so stupid, but when you're designing a product, it's incredible how unintuitive it can sometimes be.
Right.
Right? Where you make something and you release it and people go, oh, that was dumb or that sucked.
Yeah.
And in your mind as a developer or whoever was working at the company, that went through like 4 layers of management to reach you. And all those people are going, they all thought it was great.
Right.
They thought, oh, that's fucking cool. Oh, yeah, let's give that to people. And then he's like, what do you think, boss? And other boss, and it goes to the top. And then it gets shipped to you, and then you go, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And they're all just like, oh, how is that possible?
Yeah.
We all liked it. You guys should like it.
That's like, I think it went back, but IHOP briefly changed their name to IHOB.
Yep, they
and,
did.
I'm just like, how many layers of like of people did this go through, like marketing team and everything? And they're all like, yeah, this is a great idea. And I don't think I heard a single person think that was a good idea.
Okay, to be fair, I can already imagine what was in their head. Okay,
Yeah.
They were thinking most companies want to always get bigger and be the biggest thing ever. So they're thinking, okay, IHOP already it's a staple name, but we're not the hot shit. We're not McDonald's, right?
Right.
We need to be even bigger. How do we do that? We become more generic.
Yeah.
We become more broad appeal. How do we do that? Say we serve breakfast. We're the International House of Breakfast.
Yeah.
You get up at 8 a.m., you're gonna want some IHOB.
Wait, was that? I thought it was because they changed it to International House of Burgers.
I thought it was breakfast. Wait, they transitioned from making
I know. That's
pancakes to making burgers?
Yeah. Well, I'll check. Maybe
Yeah,
you're
okay,
right.
maybe we
Yeah,
should...
that was it. Yeah.
Are you for real?
It's now International House of Burgers.
Wow, okay. I just kind of gave him the benefit of the doubt in the breakfast thing there.
I know you would
I
assume.
rescind everything I said. That was extremely stupid.
Just way out of
Wow.
left field.
Were they all just in a press meeting and like maybe it was like the son of the whoever, like maybe the owner died and like the son took over?
Yeah.
He walks into the boardroom and goes, guys, why are we still making pancakes?
Just coked out of his mind. He
Just slaps a new idea on the table.
Slams his fist on the table. You know what's popular? Burgers.
Everybody loves burgers.
Everyone starts clapping.
What sells the most? Burgers.
Look at the sales of McDonald's, okay?
They sell mostly burgers. Big Macs.
It's burgers. And then they chant with me. Burgers, burgers.
Just some like hip son taking over. He said, doing coke off the table.
Eating a burger.
Okay. Wow. Guys, I completely take back everything I just said for the last minute or two.
Yeah.
That was extremely stupid.
I know. Yeah, just totally out of pocket. Just what even...
That's like Coca-Cola going, you know what? Fuck it. We don't make pop anymore. Now we sell potted plants.
Yeah. Is it?
We're leaving the industry.
I know. It just like doesn't even make sense, the transition. Well... Yeah, I don't know. I'm assuming they always sold burgers, but again, that's clearly not their like appeal.
Coke only sells milkshakes now.
Yeah.
You can find them everywhere.
Yeah. Oh man. Do they sell like milkshakes that don't come in a machine?
No. Well, the problem is I don't think it can maintain the viscosity it has. I think it
Yeah.
needs to be constantly in motion.
Right. That's like that would be
yeah.
Innovative if someone could figure that
Yeah,
one
just
out.
store it casually. That'd be really. I don't think that is that possible. I'm gonna go with
Science.
unless there's some
Science can do
crazy
it.
like Yeah, but Jamie, we're talking like they're able to just fucking cure global warming tomorrow. One of the like convenient byproducts is now we could have milkshakes.
Yeah, just
stored in cups.
just stored milkshakes in the freezer.
All right, we solved global warming, and now we could have milkshakes that you
Everyone's
can
like,
just
"This
put
is
in your fridge.
awesome."
And everybody's like, "Oh my god, that matters." Milkshakes. Forget the global warming
Yeah,
thing.
I'm more excited about this. Yeah.
I want to hear more about those milkshakes.
Well, didn't they say like what are those Dippin' Dots or whatever? The coolers.
Isn't that like some weird hip? Wait, what is Dippin' Dots?
I think it's flash frozen ice cream. So, what's that called when you use like dry ice kind of deal? They're like the little dots of ice cream. They have them in the movie theater in Sarnia.
Oh man, if I would only know if I ever actually bought anything at the theater.
Oh yeah.
Whenever I go there, I pay for the movie and then I go watch the movie. Now, to be
It's
fair,
kind of a ripoff. They're like $5 for a little like cup of them. But
oh
like,
yeah, 100%.
it's fun though. You know, it's a little.
it's enjoyable.
Yeah, it's a nice little. What's the word? Yeah.
But I rarely go to
The
the
novelty
theaters
of
anymore.
it. Yeah. Are they even open right now?
Yeah, they're definitely open.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're open. Probably. I imagine they're probably doing the newer stricter rules happening with
Right.
the passport.
But
we'll see how that I guess plays out for them. But
Yeah, I
I'm
thought.
pretty sure they're open.
Okay.
Wait, unless did it close?
I know. Yeah, it closed.
Like permanently closed?
Oh no.
I feel like at this point they would if they were still there and viable, they would be reopened at this point
Yeah.
because they want money.
Well, I just know like initially the lockdowns here in Ontario, they weren't allowed to be open for a while, but yeah, I don't know. They probably are now.
They must be open.
Yeah.
They got it. They got it.
Yeah.
Come on.
People need their movies. Although
I do know
a lot.
our theaters open.
What's that?
Like the actual Imperial Theater's open, I believe,
Is it?
or it will be very soon.
Right.
I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know, man. Somebody's got to just write up a PDF and send it to everybody. Like the member of parliament of every single city just needs to like have a PDF readily available to everyone to just
What's
give them the lowdown of whatever the hell's going on.
Yeah.
It's just too much to keep up with, and as you
I
said,
know.
it's always changing. So it's like I'm pretty sure it was open, but maybe you're right.Maybe it's not. I have no idea.
It's always sad when like a random business goes out of business.
Yeah, I know. Marston Bull closed.
Mars, yeah, that's a sad.
That's
one.
very sad. I went there when I was probably under 10. I probably went there
yeah.
20 years ago.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I recently just remembered I was there last year around December maybe, and I bowled like probably the best game I ever have in my entire life. And like it was funny because the person I went with, he was bragging about it. He's like, "Yeah, I'm actually like really good at bowling and stuff." And I ended up like kicking his ass, and
You
like
just
I don't
rolled
even
a
bowl.
face.
Like I don't even like. It was like,
Casually
I haven't
showed up
done
and
this.
destroyed him.
Yeah, I was like, it's been like a year probably since I've been here, and I just like. I seriously got like 5 strikes that game, like something crazy like that. And I just kept getting them like in a row. And he's like, "Did you just get another one?" I was like, "I guess." I was like even shocked myself.
I know. I took my cousin out
I have
bowling.
a picture of it. I could dig up.
I went to Highway Bowl with my cousin a month or two ago, and he got 3 strikes in a row.
Yeah.
And he hadn't bowled in like 3 years.
Right.
And it made me think: is this pure talent? Is it pure luck? What is this?
Yeah,
I don't know. I barely bowl, so
for
I don't know.
Yeah, for me it was kind of tough call. I was like, is this just
Raw
luck?
talent?
Yeah, is this just luck? It's hard to say.
Are you a protege, Jamie?
I guess I'm the bowling master, man. Are you good at bowling?
No.
No.
I go bowling probably once every 2 to 3 years.
Oh, really?
I wouldn't mind doing it more.
Well, now there's like one available in Sarnia.
One what?
Like one bowling alley. Oh wow! I actually found the picture just because I was that curious.
I didn't know there's a bowling alley in I didn't know there's another bowling alley in Sarnia.
Yeah, it's a highway bowl. Here, I'm just gonna. I'm just showing Austin
it's
a
out in the
picture.
waves. That's what you're saying.
I'm
Yeah,
just showing Austin a picture here. So see, 5 strikes that game.
that's pretty
I
good.
got 169.
Nice, 169 points.
I
Eh?
know. So yeah,
Shit, dude.
I know. I was like shocked myself. But like, look at that. 4 of them were in a row. 4 strikes in a row.
That's pretty sublime.
And like as it was happening, I got one, and then the second one, they're like, "Did you just get another?" I was like, "Yeah." Like, wow. And as soon as my third came, they're like, "No way." They're like, and then the fourth, I actually was like, lose my shit.
You can all go home now.
Yeah, I'm
Thank
like,
you.
I'm done here. Yeah,
Yeah. I have places to be,
yeah, yeah.
girls to see.
Got my bowling groupies waiting for me now.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I got other plans.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. And the guy I went with, he like brought his own ball and everything.
Yeah, the moment somebody brings their own bowling ball, you know you're fucked.
I know.
On the rate, usually.
Usually.
Like
you
my
can-
one buddy, I went bowling with him. He's like, when's the last time you bowled? And I told you what I said to you. I'm like, 2 years ago maybe.
Yeah.
And he casually pulls out this nicely polished black bowling ball.
Yeah.
And he brings in his own carrying bag, and I know I'm fucked.
Oh yeah.
I'm completely fucked.
There's no
Except this guy was
competing.
really good. I think he got like a bit over 200 or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
The
crazy.
max you can get is 300.
Yeah.
And I think he was able to get consistently really high.
Really. Yeah.
He was pretty legit. He did like the whole, like good bowlers have that, like the trajectory where they can like spin it just enough that it like takes off. It like goes to the edge and it like spins
seen
back in
that.
and hits the center. And he had that down.
Yeah.
And once you have that down, you are pretty close to being guaranteed a spare,
Right.
like 80% of the time.
Yeah.
Or if not that, a strike. Like it's just very consistent. It hits the right spot.
Some people are absolutely crazy at bowling, but I saw a post. It was like a bowling alley that it posted people's pictures, like if they bowled a perfect game. So it was like thinking about the guy who bowled a perfect game on 9/11. It was like because it like shows the place, like the time that he did it. So his like face is on a wall. It literally is just like September 11th, 2001. It's like he bowled a perfect game.
Hey, some people had a good day that day.
I guess so.
Some people are having a good time.
Yeah.
Or maybe he was looking for a distraction.
Yeah. Yeah, true. He was like traumatized. He's like, I just need to blow off some
I
steam.
just need to blow. I need to just go do what I always do. I need to bowl.
I need to go bowl
I need to
my
put my
eyes out.
fear into something productive. And then he bowled a perfect game.
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, bowling's fun. I don't know. Yeah, there's only going to be one left in Sarnia, but whatever.
Yeah. It's a bit on the outskirts though. That's the problem with Highway Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely not.
We actually went there kind of recently.
Yeah, we went there for your birthday.
That is true. Yeah.
I was your DD.
That's true. Yeah.
I was
that
stone
fun.
cold sober.
Yeah. That's no fun way to bowl.
Yeah, bowling completely sober is not. It's not exuberant. I'm not going to
No.
say it's the best thing ever.
No.
But I still enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I don't mind DDing sometimes.
Oh yeah, just hanging out. It's fun. Yeah, there's
Especially now. I haven't been drinking that much.
yeah.
I maybe have been drunk once in the last month, maybe 2.
Yeah.
Something like that. It's been a while.
Yeah. Well, I have a
It started to simmer down to the end of the summer.
yeah.
I've just been kind of riding the
I have a
wave.
new job that the hours are pretty crazy, so I just don't even have time to drink for when I'm working.
Well, that's
at all.
probably good for you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because they're
I'll
like
say it's
12
for the
hours.
best.
They're like 12-hour shifts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, don't even have time. Like I'm just like, well,
If anything, you should be doing that 6 days a week, Jamie.
that
Keep
would,
yourself out of trouble.
that'd
Make
be-
some mad bank.
that'd be awful.
It's not that bad.
Well, I mean, I would do it for a little bit if I knew, like, just the rest of my life I was working 12-hour shifts a week. I wouldn't be very happy, I'm sure.
Yeah, that changes a lot.
Yeah, I would temporarily do it, probably, maybe.
No, you know what?
Wouldn't really want to, but
I definitely
could.
have you beat. But for dramatic effect, what's the most hours you've ever worked in a week?
Probably like 48.
48.
Yeah.
I did 1 week, and I believe this was billable hours too. I think I did 92 hours.
Oh man, that's brutal.
I think I did. I worked 7 days that week, and most of those days were 14 hours.
That's brutal.
I think there's one day that was slightly shorter, and that's why it's not even higher.
Yeah.
I think that sounds about right.
It's kind of weird because when at first I was like, 12 hours is going to be
No,
drag
and I
right
think
on.
and I subtracted like lunch breaks from that, so I think it ends up being in the ballpark of around like 92 hours.
That's crazy though. But honestly, like it is funny because you definitely get used to it. So I remember like at first I was like, oh, that's going to be brutal. But like now I can't even picture working 8-hour shifts because I'm just like, I'm so already pretty used to the 12s. You know
It's
what I mean?
incredible how adaptable human beings are.
Yeah, now to me,
You know-
12 is like, oh, okay, I mentally get through this by like, I look at the clock. I'm like, oh, okay, we're about this point through the day. And like, now I'm like, an 8 would seem short.
I know. No, and you know what's even funny is when you look back, you think, how the fuck did I do that? Or like, how did I how did I operate that way? And I was perfectly fine with it that whole time.
Yeah.
Well, looking back, for example, when I think of working 92 hours, I'm like, that's a fuck. I don't really remember. I don't fully remember what that felt like.
No.
And I look back and go, how did I do that?
Yeah, you're
But
just
the-
doing
but the-
absolutely nothing but work.
Yeah, but the answer is when you're in the pocket, like when I'm like, for example, when I'm doing like longer weeks anyway.
Yeah.
And then I had that one week where I peaked out and did like a ridiculous amount of hours. I don't know what it is, but your brain just goes, nah,
yeah.
we'll figure it out. We'll deal with it.
Yeah, exactly. You're
Yeah, it's
kind
not
of
that bad.
already used to these long shifts, so it's like, yeah, all right.
Your brain's just good to go. It just goes,
get
man,
through it.
we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, it is very strange because it's like even like I remember when I worked part-time and worked like 4-hour shifts when I was like younger, first time ever being at work, I was like, this is horrible. This is dragging right on. Now I'm like 4 hours. That's crazy. That's like nothing. But, like as a teenager, I'm like, this
at
is
one point-
horrible.
I don't know if I ever really worked 4-hour shifts.
No.
No, I don't. Well, I've obviously done them before, but
Yeah.
I didn't have it as a consistent.
Yeah. Yeah, when I worked at a
You know
grocery
what?
store, I got them.
I'd go as far as to say, I don't think I've ever had a part-time job.
No.
Ever. No.
Yeah, we were
Every
just
job I've
talking
ever
about-
had, I've just kind of, they were like, welcome, you're working 40 hours a week. And I'm
Yeah.
like, cool.
Did you? Yeah. So you didn't work when you were in high school at all,
Oh, I did. I was a flat roofer.
and it was 40
I did,
hours while you were at school as well, or just
Well,
during the
it
summer.
was, so when I was 16, I got my first job.
Yeah.
And it was for the summer. And I did that for the summer full time. And then when I transitioned, actually, you know what? I did have a part-time job because I did the flat roofing. And then afterwards they said, oh, do you want to do renovations? Because we're doing renovations on the building. So I did renovations while I was still in school. And I think I did both.
Okay.
It was something like that. So actually at that point, I think I was part-time. Not for long, though. Maybe like 4 to 6 months.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I was going to say that's like brutal if you're like just finishing school and working 8 hours.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, you're right. That'd be pretty lethal.
Although,
no,
to
dude,
be
it's getting
fair-
hard to remember those details, though. I'm just like,
That's true.
I guess I did do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, technically, like a lot of people in college or university, like there's people who go to school and have to work a job. So that. Kudos,
yeah, that's,
kudos to them. That's crazy.
No, that's not fun. It's
No.
not fun,
Be exhausting.
and it's shitty work too.
Yeah.
I remember shitty work.
Yeah.
For me, it's a lot farther away. Because I've probably talked about this already a bit, but I used to be at one point. I said I did flat roofing. Flat roofing is shitty work.
Yeah.
Especially, I worked with tar and tar paper, and tar is just
Gets on you.
disgusting. Yeah,
Yeah.
tar is just filthy, filthy stuff to work with.
Right.
And then after that, I did renovations, and then I was a framer for a year, building houses in BC.
Yeah.
And then I was a temp agent for a while too, just before school,
Right.
just doing any shitty gutter job you can think of.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I guess I shouldn't say where it was, but
Yeah,
that's
might as
pretty-
well not, right?
yeah.
But those were shitty jobs.
That's
but man,
brutal.
once I started getting nice jobs, for me, when I had those crappy jobs, my entire time I was thinking in my brain, I'm going to school.
Yeah.
And this is temporary. I just kept saying that. I'm like, this is temporary. I am
Yeah.
getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Right?
Moving on to something you enjoy.
And I did. And it was amazing.
Yeah. Because
Once I got there, it felt so good. Once I got, especially once I got one of my first serious gigs when I was in Toronto,
yeah.
where I was making really good money and all I had to do was just sit behind a soundboard.
Yeah.
I was doing that gig and I was like, holy shit. I'm like, I don't have to do shitty gutter work like that ever again.
Yeah.
It was a nice feeling. It was a really nice
Well,
feeling.
yeah, weren't you were working with like fiberglass too, and that
I worked in it was a factory where it was like a production building where we'd make like thermal pipe sleeves.
Right.
So you'd stuff fiberglass into these fiberglass cases.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be covered in fiberglass
And you're just
every
itchy
day.
all the time.
I didn't have a hot shower for like 4 months when I worked there.
which is like interesting because like, were there people there who had worked there like their entire lives and they're just used to the fiberglass?
There was a guy there who's there for 12 years.
12 years.
And there's another guy there for 3 years. Your skin gets used to it. It's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, because I was going to say, like, that's brutal to just be itchy and in pain for like 12 years.
Oh, it gets really bad
if the job's
too,
actually that brutal.
Because when you grab the fiberglass and stuffed it into the sleeve,
right.
like you would like rub against the sleeve had fiberglass on the inside too, so you just be rubbing your skin against like the inside of the sleeve and like all the fiberglass you're holding.
Wow. That's wild.
No, dude, it was I never got used to it, but man, I would
This
get
guy
like
has skin of steel.
Yeah, I would get red rashes all up my arms and
wow.
They would like itch and hurt, and I said only cold showers.
Mm-hmm.
No, dude, that was a pretty shitty job. And people obviously say, "Oh, why don't you wear gloves and stuff like that?" The big problem is fiberglass is also, obviously, once again, very thermal. Right. So if I wore like the suit, you'll get covered in fiberglass, and then you just basically become this concealed object, and you sweat to death. Yeah. So you kind of go, do I want to sweat all day? Just be completely covered in sweat because you can't breathe anymore. You're just like covered in fiberglass in the suit, right? Or do I just want my hands to feel shitty? And I initially started with the suit, and everybody there was shaking their head, going, "You'll get here eventually. You'll be doing it just like us soon enough." And within the first week, I gave up.
That's hilarious, yeah.
Especially because when you sweat, like it opens up your pores, and then like the fiberglass goes into your skin, and you were better off just fucking toughing it out.
Everyone's like, "Look at this guy actually wearing his safety gear."
I know they have it, and they're all just like, "Yeah, we've all been through that phase.
Yeah,
we've been there and done that."
Yeah, that's crazy.
No, dude, shitty. And there's no beating around the bush. Those jobs are shitty. And one thing I don't understand, because I had that feeling of, no fucking way I'm doing this the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And I'm amazed that some people just don't immediately get that reaction to it.
Hey, I mean, some people might weirdly enjoy it, I guess.
Because I found a comfortable sanity, especially when I was a temp agent. I was definitely not in a good place.
Yeah.
But I found a good temporary sanity in just saying, this will end.
Yeah.
This is not going to last forever. This is just a season of my life where I just got to tough it out and make money so I can go to school.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, kudos to anyone doing it, though, because someone has to do it. So, I mean, if they do enjoy it, that's cool. Guy's been there 12 years. I mean, I'm assuming he must not completely hate it.
Although at that point, he was pretty moved up in the company. He actually made some pretty good cash.
Yeah.
No, he said I considered leaving at one point, but he's like at this point. But he did more than just pack the sleeves. He did a lot more.
Right.
I think he got paid really well for his job, and that's why he never quit it.
Yeah.
But that's obviously, for the most part, especially in a smaller town like Sarnia.
Yeah.
If people like you, if it's a smaller company like that deals with like industrial or anything like that, they'll do well by you.
Oh yeah.
If they really want to keep you around. So I think he was one of those guys where he goes up to the boss and says, "I'm thinking of quitting." The guy goes, "How about I give you a raise and you don't?"
Yeah. Right. Yeah, because that's the thing. They want people who are like know exactly what they're doing. So it's like the longer someone's been in a company, they're like, well, we know this person knows the insides and outs of pretty much everything going on around here.
Yeah, so that obviously doesn't apply to...
Pretty valuable.
That doesn't really apply to minimum wage jobs.
Yeah.
Because obviously if you're, let's say if you used to be a cashier...
Yeah.
You're pretty expendable. It's going to be hard to be so excellent at your job that they go, let's start giving this guy some significant wage increases.
That's true. To a degree, because, I mean, people end up being supervisors in that field. And there's some people who definitely are good at training.
That's a blatant promotion, right? Yeah. I'm talking, or you know what? To be fair, it's a bit of both.
Yeah,
I'll give you some credit there.
Yeah,
it's because it's a case of, let's say you're doing a job that everyone else was doing at your job, but you get really good at it, so you're able to increase your productivity.
Right.
So a great example would be, let's say you're a programmer. If they eventually get to the point where they realize that you output a lot more code or a lot more quality work than your coworkers,
yeah,
and you say, "Hey, I'm ready to go," they're going to be much more prone to say, "Oh, let's keep this guy around.
Yeah,
this guy does really good work. Why would we can't lose him?" kind of thing.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, currently I'm actually working, I'm not going to say the name, obviously, but been working for a company right now. It's kind of a smaller company, and I know someone who's worked there, I think, like 3 years or a little more, and he's already had, like, a promotion there just because it's kind of a small kind of a smaller job, like
Yeah,
smaller
working
workforce.
for small businesses is pretty nice.
Yeah,
It's
So
always
like,
pretty good.
because like he's already had like a promotion, and everything there, and it's only been there like 3 years. So
Yeah, I would definitely say for the most part, it's not fun to get lost in the machine
yeah,
at a big company.
there's like hundreds of people employed, or even thousands. Like you're just a number,
Exactly. And at that point,
and there's
your
no
impact on their bottom line, it's hard for them to even perceive it because there's just so many people
right.
doing something similar, or like you're just a small you're a tiny bit of the pot
Yeah,
compared to becoming a critical piece.
yeah. No, it's weird because this is definitely the smallest workforce I've ever been in, and it's very different than what I'm used to. Because I'm like, wow, this is actually like, I actually feel like my input kind of makes a difference because it's small enough. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It's crazy, but
Now
it's
the
cool.
reality is obviously we're in Sarnia, so, and in a lot of ways, because I've lived in a decent amount of cities in Canada. I've been around the block.
Mm.
And in the grand scheme of things, Sarnia is pretty good. It's
Yeah.
not a bad place to live. You can actually get pretty close to living the regular American dream, as they call it, where
The Sarnia dream.
you can go work at the plants, come
Yeah.
home, have a family and a house with 2 cars,
Yeah.
and you can sustain that reasonably well. And if your wife or husband work, even better,
Yeah.
double income.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can do pretty well here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I would say definitely that is Sarnia's biggest what's the word?
Oh,
Like-
well, it's the moneymaker.
yeah.
It's the biggest selling point.
Yeah.
Now, the bummer about Toronto is I like it there because I've obviously been thinking about if I really want to go back or not.
Right.
And I do like it there, but the big thing obviously is there really a future there for me?
yeah.
Because housing there is so expensive, or renting there is so expensive. And am I ever really going to buy a house in like in Toronto?
yeah.
Probably never.
Right.
Because I don't think it's ever going to go down, or it's
No.
just going to keep going up, and it's just going to become inaccessible.
Unless you somehow scoop in there, like after a market crash or something, and like something crazy.
It would have to be a pretty fucking crazy market crash.
Yeah. Well, do you remember in Detroit there was houses being sold for $1?
Houses they didn't even want to demo them or deal with them or pay property
Right.
tax, so they just said, please take this house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah. Unless
now,
something
Jamie,
like that happens in Toronto.
That's because the entire city went bankrupt.
Right. Well, exactly.
And at that point, I think at
don't-
one point
you don't want to live there anyway.
yeah, I don't even think there was police at one point. Like
Yeah.
that's how bad it got. In fact, I think because my dad still works near there, so to speak. He's doing it remotely now, but he had still to drive in sometimes.
Oh, to Detroit?
Well, to Flint.
Oh, okay.
But like when he was in those areas, he'd commonly go to Detroit or
I
he'd
hear
go
the
there.
I hear the water there is great.
I know, it's pouring rain right now. It's crazy.
Or I meant in Flint, Michigan.
Oh wait, the water.
tap
Oh yeah, I know.
water.
They have
Delicious.
It's so ridiculous that that's still happening.
I know.
I can't believe that shit.
I know.
They've had like a water problem for like 7 years now.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
I know. It's like,
But I digress.
Yeah.
It's like Jesus.
yeah.
But he would go to Detroit, and I think at one point they actually put out a public announcement that you do not stop at red lights.
Wait, what?
Because some areas in Detroit were so bad after the city went bankrupt, and there's just no way to regulate everything because the city had no money.
Right.
That if you stopped at a red light, somebody would slash your tires, and you would get mugged.
Yeah.
Like
That's
at
crazy.
red lights, like they would take advantage of things like that too. They just said in these neighborhoods, if the light's red, keep like double check and then keep on going.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, that's intense.
Crazy.
My a friend of mine, like he said he went on a road trip to, I don't know if it was Detroit. It was somewhere like pretty dangerous. He was driving through, and I guess his friend had to like shit. So they went to stop at a corner store, and they said there was like people standing in front of all these trashed cars, like with like their windows smashed in, and there's people just aggressively like just staring at them as they were pulling in. They're like, let's not get out here, and then they just kept going. But yeah, it was like just apparently just this trashed corner store with like beat up cars. And and just all these people standing in front of him. Look like they probably just like smashed these cars. And they just pulled in. They're like, let's not get out.
Yeah.
So
Looks like these guys just went ham at a couple of cars here.
yeah, so they're like, never mind.
We look pretty ripe for the taking.
Yeah, so I guess he ended up like having to shit under a bridge or something, like an overpass or something.
I mean, also,
They were just too scared to park anywhere.
let's shit on the side of the highway.
Basically.
I mean, I feel like we do have to acknowledge it. Like the weather here is crazy.
Yeah.
Do you hear it out there? It sounds like a freaking typhoon.
It's nice. It literally always
It's almost
rains.
relaxing.
It always rains when we
Yeah,
record
and the
now.
reason it's notable is because of probably the last month, easily the last month, it has rained every single day we record.
Yeah, and sometimes it'll be like a great week where it doesn't rain at all, and then of course the day we record, it does.
Or one time Jamie came to the house, and as we were leaving, it started to rain.
Yeah.
I'm like, amazing. The moment we go, okay, it's time. Let's go do the podcast. Let's go do a ritual.
Yeah.
Then the Mother Nature goes, all right,
Time to.
let's piss on this parade.
Yeah, and it was totally great weather the whole day before that.
I know, it was a beautiful day.
So-
I don't get it.
It really is just after us, apparently. And again, like even today, it didn't rain all day, and then it started,
It was supposed to, and then it just held off
held off until it was time.
until it was about time.
Yeah.
It didn't affect us too much this time anyway.
No.
And we're nice and cozy in the cabin,
I know. I could
as per the usual.
I could just sleep right here, honestly. That'd be nice.
That wouldn't be bad.
There is a mattress
You
in
should
here.
do that some night. Just sleep in the cabin.
I should.
It'd be just like all you hear is the soothing rain hitting the ceiling. There's maybe a moth or two, but they're pretty harmless. Not a big deal.
I'm kind of scared of the bugs in here, maybe, but it's like
Jamie,
camping.
just remember, I actually have this thing that I'm not really scared by bugs anymore because you just got to remember that you're the alpha.
Yeah.
That if any bug shows up, you're gonna fuck his shit up.
Yeah.
Okay? Spider dead. Centipede dead.
Right.
And they're scared shitless. They're running for their lives.
I was
Just
with you.
trying to survive.
I was with you until you said centipede. I don't know if I can handle those.
Things are different now, Jamie. Because I remember when you came over when we were maybe in high school, like somewhere in the middle of high school.
Yeah.
We were gonna go sleep in the theater room because we had a theater room back then.
Right.
Pretty nice schnazzy house.
Yeah.
And we saw like a centipede and a spider,
Yeah.
like wedged in between the door frames in a corner somehow.
Yeah.
And and you said, "Want to sleep upstairs?"
Yeah. Yeah.
And I said, "Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
we can sleep upstairs. Yeah, we can make that happen. We can make that happen."
Yeah. No, I remember that. Honestly, like, I don't know.
We just saw
They're
centipedes.
awful.
We went, "Oh, fuck that."
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't care how nice it is to sleep down here. I don't care if there is a projector
Yeah.
in a video games. We're outta here.
There's also a centipede and a
There's
spider.
a centipede, and the vibe is ruined.
Yeah. I know. I still, to this day, I don't like centipedes, but yeah, I'm not, I wouldn't
I'm
do
ready
that
to
now.
fuck those centipedes now.
I would just kill
Like, get
it.
the fuck over here, and I'll just use my fist, just punch them into the ground.
Oh, no, man, because they, like, crunch.
Yeah, they
Ugh.
crunch, and the guts get in my hand. I'm like, ugh,
Ew.
and I go and wipe it off.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I grab, like, a shoe.
I know. I'm just intense about it now.
I'll grab a shoe or something.
You know,
maybe.
though, I will say though, like when I have that mindset when I go camping and stuff now, if I see some bugs, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
If they come over here, dead.
That's true. I'd sleep in here probably. I'm not actually that scared of the spiders. It'd be nice, especially it would definitely be a day it's raining because like this would be great.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
You
yeah,
can
it's
hear
soothing.
it. Yeah, I actually have always liked that feeling of camping, like even just being in a tent and it's raining.
Do you know what's funny?
I like
is
that.
It feels
feeling.
like you're defying nature.
Yeah.
That's what the feeling it always gave me. That because I'm out here and I'm in this tent, there's a part of me that thinks, oh man, if we went back to the caveman days, this would be, I'd just be, like getting soaked right now or running running under a tree.
Yeah.
But
or
no. This is the 20th, 21st century, okay?
Yeah.
We have this sick tent and now the rain just doesn't do anything. It just fucking bounces off our amazing technology.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's the soothing part for me is just how powerful our infrastructure is. When I'm sitting on a balcony, all I can think is, man, like Mother Nature never saw this coming.
No.
Us having balconies and enjoying it when
Yeah.
it's like just flooding rain.
Oh yeah. I
Feel stupid yet, nature? Trying to rain on my parade.
I don't like RVs as much when it comes to camping. I feel like I'd prefer.
Have you ever been in a nice RV?
I've been in like a semi-nice RV before.
Not those ones where it's like you can tell it's just like some hick truck slapped onto a
Yeah,
trailer,
or
and they
just a trailer.
basically just like did this and just mashed it together.
I've been in a pretty nice RV before.
Instead of having the trailer hitch, Jamie, they just like get rid of the trunk bed and just slap a trailer right on it instead.
Yeah. I've
No.
definitely been in something
The
like that
real
before,
RVs
too.
is the one where it's completely built in.
Yeah.
And-
I've definitely been in like both. I mean, I've been in some shitty ones too. But I'm just saying, even a nice one, like there's something about being in a tent that I like.
Dude, it's so funny. I was 9 years old, and my aunt and uncle had like bought a pretty nice RV, and we drove to from Port Huron in Michigan down to South Dakota. I think it was. We went all the way. It was like a 2-week trip, and we did a road trip, and we kind of took our time along the way too. Saw some stuff. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it was like a whole 2-week excursion. We were picking up my grandparents or something, and we're like because they were moving over to where we are, something like that. And I got back, and you're 9 years old, right? I haven't seen my parents in like almost 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I get out of the RV, I see my parents, and I immediately start bawling my eyes out because I'm like, my parents.
Yeah.
And then I got sick.
From
I think I got
crying.
sick from crying too much.
Wow.
And then they came to hang out with my aunt and uncles, so then I just like laid on a couch
Yeah.
while they all just hung out, and I just watched like Star Trek on like one of those old DVD players.
Right. Yeah. I remember those.
Man, I don't know. This is all chaining into something. I don't know about you, but do you remember how astounding it was when mobile things? I still remember how astounding it was that
Oh, yeah.
mobile things were coming out.
Anyone who had those like DVD players on the back of their seats, like their parents' cars,
Oh, and those vans.
Yeah, that
I know.
all-
Holy shit.
that always blew my mind. I was like, that's so cool. And then I remember like my parents got, it wasn't one for the seats, but it was like one of the, what you were talking about, the little portable DVD players.
Yeah, and what we do is, and at least with our family, we'd wedge it in between the seats.
Yeah.
So my parents had the 2 front seats right in the dash.
Yeah.
And we just like wedge the DVD player in between their seats, and it would hold it there.
Yeah.
And we just it would be in the middle, and we'd all just watch movies in the back.
Yeah. I just
It's
realized.
fucking great.
I just realized something. Whatever happened to those, like the ones that do go on seats? You think they would just have really good ones now, but like,
I would say the reason why they don't typically do that is the problem with technology now is it advances so fast that some companies view it as a detriment to constantly put tech into their vehicles because they make them very dated later.
right.
Because let's say the touchscreen in my car. I have a 2013 car.
Yeah.
The touchscreen's kind of shitty
Right.
because touchscreen technology wasn't the best thing back then, but now it is.
Right.
Right? So it's kind of a question of, do you constantly put in this technology like down the line people are going to go, this is shit.
Right.
Or just
But
just
even
leave it out.
Even just like external ones, like something you can strap to the back of a car, chair, or something. Like, I'm just surprised that I don't even think anywhere sells anything like that. Whereas-
Also, not only that, actually, and this is probably even the better answer,
Yeah.
is everybody now has so many accessible devices that nobody would give a shit anyway.
right.
Do you think kids would go in a minivan with screens and go, screens? I've never seen these. I don't have an iPad, a phone in my pocket, or just
True.
multiple facets to have like these HD screens in front of me already.
True, but I mean, it is handy to if you're watching a movie or something on a road trip, like rather than
Compared to a phone or an iPad?
holding an iPad. I mean, having it on the chair is handy, I think.
And
I don't know.
not only that, it's still an iPad. You can still go on websites with it. You can do whatever the hell you want with it. They're basically computers now.
Yeah.
So it does everything. So why would you want to have some like dumb, outdated TV device? And
Oh
like,
yeah.
I
Actually, and you know what? Another thing I just thought of is like DVDs are also dated, so it would have to go off Wi-Fi or something anyway.
Oh yeah, it would need all this sort of tech with it too. It basically need to be an Android tablet built into the van.
Whereas if you already are paying for a plan for a tablet, you're just going to bring that. Yeah, that's a fair point.
Now, there's probably some that have docks.
Right. You
Maybe
can,
they support
download.
like like a more official like Android format or something like that you can just like dock that you can dock a tablet into or something like that. But
Probably, yeah.
that's probably as close as they get. But actually, if you didn't know this, another interesting thing is a lot of like hypercars or supercars. A lot of them avoid putting the latest tech into their cars as well.
Yeah.
Because same thing, they kind of go, okay, like this tech seems really great right now, but 10 years from now it's gonna be pretty shitty. And then people, when they buy our cars, are going to go, oh, this Bugatti's fucking cool, but this touchscreen is shit. Or, oh, all these, like, touch panel buttons are garbage. And
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
Or, all the built-in processor shitty, you know? So they've just started to avoid, a lot of them have started to just avoid technology entirely and keep it as minimal as they can.
Right.
And just focus on the driving experience. So the vehicle, won't feel like, it won't feel dated somehow in 10 years. Where you get in the car and you're like, okay, boomer.
Yeah.
What is this car?
Well, people have their
Last
own devices,
century?
so yeah. No, that makes sense. So, like, you're saying they don't even use touchscreens or anything, really?
Well, you know how Tesla's the opposite. Tesla embraces it. So let's say, like, they put a huge touchpad in their Teslas, right?
Right.
Like huge. Like, the entire dash is basically just one large touchpad.
Yeah.
They do the opposite. They embrace it, which is cool because obviously Teslas are designed to be driven and used, and then at some point discarded for being outdated.
Right.
While let's say like a supercar, their intention is it's going to last.
Right.
People are going to keep this Bugatti in cycle or this Ferrari, right? They're going to keep it potentially between multiple people for decades.
Right.
So they want it to feel the way it's still.
Well, yeah.
Like the moment it got released, it should feel the same way. 3 decades later or something like that, right?
Yeah, the
it
Tesla
does make sense.
is like being the one of its kind is probably a selling point too.
Oh, the fact that they embrace technology is one of the big selling points. Yeah.
Right, that makes sense. Yeah, because that's interesting though.
And to be honest, it makes sense because if I was buying, let's say, a really nice Ferrari and it had some shitty old touchscreens in it,
right,
that would to me devalue it to some degree.
Yeah,
because I kind of go, this car feels dated, but not in a good way, not in a like
retro,
I love the way that engine sounds, or like, I love how minimalist this interior is, or something. It's more of a like, there's just blatantly better approaches to this now, and now I just have the old one that sucks.
like a really janky touch screen that like you actually have to like push in a little bit.
Yeah, and you're like, oh fuck, I know that's what my 2013 has. Okay, so I am like refracting a little bit on my own life, but
yeah,
because
when it has experienced it firsthand.
I've gotten really good at it. Like I know exactly how to make it work the way I want it to. But sometimes my friends are using it. They like go to because like for example, it'll say like don't look at this touchpad while driving. Do you agree? You have to like do that every single time you boot the car because all cars make you fucking do that kind of shit. Right?
Yeah.
You have to hit agree, but like I know how to do it, but some people don't. So they like have to sit there and fucking fidget with it until they can get the agree to push.
That's annoying.
I know.
It's like, or even like those seatbelt dinging noises that cars do. I always thought that was kind of annoying too.
Oh, the fact that they're like, please put on your seatbelt. I wish they could just. Why can't they just shut those off? Why can't I just drive around without a seatbelt?
Yeah, well,
come on.
It's just, I don't know. At the end of the day, it's just
it's funny the way you put it. You're like, on those pesky reminders to put on your damn seatbelt.
No,
what is this, Soviet Russia?
Yeah, I'm just saying it like. It is annoying, especially if you're staying with someone who just isn't putting it on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, just shut up then. Like, if you're not going to put it on.
Oh, yeah, I know. Like in the passenger seat. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I don't know. It's annoying. But it's like after like 10 dings, it calls the police on you or something.
Yeah, calls the cops. It's the GPS is now tracking you, the one you thought was designed for your uses. No.
Calls your mom, tells her.
Calls your mother.
You're no
warning, you are emergency contact. A driver by the name of your son.
Your son? Yeah. I don't know. Yeah,
you better deal with him.
Wear your seatbelts. I wasn't saying not to,
Not cool, Jamie.
Seatbelts save lives.
Oh my good, holy mackerel, Jamie, we're out of time.
Holy macaroni.
You were like a minute or two over, dude.
Whoa. I thought this seemed long.
Did it feel long?
No.
No, Jamie, when I'm with you, time flies by.
Oh, thanks, man. Thank you. And I hope it flew by for all of you out there as well.
Appreciate you. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
We'll get out of your hair.
All right, bye.